I was having a chat with somebody lately, and as regards to my America business, and she said to me, "Okay, I don't really see what you see. All I see is America products, but you seem to see something different. You seem to have a dream and a goal and a passion, and but so many people like her, they just feel, I mean, I'm okay with my salary, and they got, have a routine life, wake up, do the same thing over and over, and go home to sleep. Whereas the sleep can't really do much for their life. They do want more, but can't really see themselves doing anything to make that to happen. So, in other words, a lot of people have lost their dream, and it just dawned on me that yes, it was good to see things from different perspectives. So I decided to share my I story, which is in Mary Kay we call it your story, and I have different aspects of you know I stories, but I'll just share with you the one that is a little bit passionate and personal to me. And at the end, I would love to get your personal opinion about what I have just shared. And the aim of this in the long run is to have more women to think, to dream, to think. And someone once said that an hour of thinking is better than 1 week of work. And it does make sense because, like I said, a lot of people are on the roller coaster of life, just doing the same thing repeatedly, not having a life and not having time to even sit down to think. So now, let's think, let's rub minds together. Now, over 10 years ago, I had a sister who relocated to UK, and she was, before UK, she was an industrial chemist. She was an A-star student, very intelligent, very brilliant. And when she came to UK, I was living alone as a single young lady at the time. She, what she decided to do was to start America business, which I wasn't very impressive about that, I must confess. And to make it worse, she had to borrow the money from me. So obviously I had to give her the money, so that gave me the opportunity to say, I'm not very impressed with this, go and get a real job. But at that time I was working my life away. I was holding 4 to 5 jobs at a time. This is not an exaggeration. I had school fees to pay and do life in UK, so I needed as much money as I could get. I was living in a 1 bedroom shared apartment with all the tenants, about four bedroom, and she joined me in this 1 bed, and we started life together. In a space of 6 months, she worked focusedly, determinedly. I was working, I was focused in my work, I was consistent, I was disciplined, I was determined. And she also applied the same thing with her business. And in 6 months, less than 6 months, she moved us from that 1 bedroom that we shared in a flat to a 3 bedroom house where we had to live alone. And she earned the use of her Mary Kay car, and she had traveled the Mary Kay style to the United States. And I was still running my 30 days 30 nights work, barely barely to have time to get home to come and at least have lunch. Fast forward, my life happened, and my sister was very, very ill. She had cancer. And it happened that I had to leave that 30 nights, 30 days job that I was doing to look after her full time. Obviously, that would tell on the income that we were getting. But amazingly, surprisingly, customers didn't know she was not feeling very well. So they were still calling, texting in their orders, and I would run to the post office once a day to send out all the orders, and the money would come into the account. So the money from her Mary Kay business kept us going. really, really kept us going till she passed on. Now, who can identify with me that you never know what you have until you lose it? And secondly, so many times we love to please the dead. So now she was my home. She was the home that I came to. I was young and vibrant and doing life. So I could always come home to her. But now my home was gone and I had to grow up overnight. And I loved her to bits. I needed to carry on with the things that she loved. And while she was alive, she wanted me to do this, and I said, no way, not for me. I tried once and no one bought a pin from me, and I went home frustrated and threw the bag and said, please don't ever mention my name when it comes to this business. But what I didn't realize at that time, which was the first lesson that I learned, is that sales is a skill. If you need to sell something, you need to get the skill, the selling skill. So at this point, I wanted to carry on with what she loved. I needed to please her so badly. And she was very passionate about this, about the products, the people, the customers. But now I needed to get my own customers. And in order to do that, in order to do well in what she loved doing, I had to be trained. So I was like a sponge. I was willing and ready to learn, to learn as much as I could. So, and I was very glad to know, that in Mary Kay, you're in business for yourself and you're not by yourself. So the trainings were there, the support system was there, and I was able to start my Mary Kay journey. So fast forward 9 years down the line, I have pleased my sister. That is no longer the reason why I am in Mary Kay as of today. Now, the reason why I am now in Mary Kay is because in the process of trying to please my sister, it has bettered my life. I have been able to stop that 30 days, 30 nights job that I used to do. I have been able to live a better lifestyle, and I have been to places. Now I can see what she saw. I can see the life that she saw and that she wanted very, very much for me. So most often than not, when we tell women about Mary Kay, we're not talking about the product. Obviously, the product is just an avenue that you use to reach out to people. Mary Kay herself had a vision, had a passion, and it was to enrich women's life, and she has to do that through something. So because God would only bless you with the work of your hand, and you must have something in your hand. So if you need to beautify your bank balance, the question is, what do you have in your hand? What is the tool? If you need to change your lifestyle from what you currently have, the question is, what do you have in your hand? What are you going to do differently? And the truth is, you might not have the time to do that because your life is already preoccupied with what you're currently doing. But I would never forget one thing my director always says to me at the time when I was struggling to build my customers and to keep that 30 days, 30 nights job and also be a student. She always said it was a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. Now, if I hadn't sown that seed, sacrificed those 1 hour extra sleep that I would have had to make that phone call, to build customers, to visit customers, to build my own business, today I probably might still be working the 30 days, 30 nights job. I wouldn't have thought anything would have changed. And the job that I had at that time would never take me, give me the use of a free car, all expenses paid for, or to meet the girlfriends that I now know today, or to give me the flexibility to travel without looking at, getting the boss's permission, or to, give me a very flexible lifestyle, all that I am enjoying with my Mary Kay business, or even be able to give me an extra income above my salary, or if outside of your salary, if you wanted to get extra income today, if you had a need, a problem come up today and you wanted to get more, how would you do that if you're in a salary fixed job? So it's always worth putting on something on the side. So let's think, let's give it a thought. And I am bringing this message to you because I want you in my team. And if this may or may not be for you, but you never know until you try. But if you feel that this is really not for you, but you know someone who would benefit from this, the information that I will give you about Mary Kay business and how to go about it, please inbox me the person's name and number, and I will contact her on your behalf, or even hear me out. So this is part of my story. I hope it makes sense and is able to make you to think. Remember, I want a feedback from you, so please inbox me what you think about my story, and then I will be able to tell you another part of it another day.